Hello everyone, the much-anticipated Wi-Fi robot event last night was the big reveal for Tesla's upcoming robotaxis. As you can see from the stock's ugly 8.8% drop today, it didn't go over well. Remember that Tesla needed a win here around the middle of last year, when Wall Street realized that there wasn't as much demand for electric vehicles as people thought. EV growth started slowing across the whole auto industry, and Tesla in particular got smashed as it faced all sorts of new competition for a more slowly growing pie. Hey, some of these new electric cars from China are amazing and very reasonably priced. Tesla's stock price went down during the first 2 quarters of the year and only went up in the third. This was because the company was making up for a bad production quarter from the previous year, which is why the stock lost more than half of its value from July of last year to April of this year, when it hit a low point of 138. If you want to see Tesla's impressive growth for yourself, you don't have to sit on the sidelines. Seeking Alpha has everything you need to know about Tesla. Tesla's stock price goals, Tesla's new ideas, and everything. If Elon Musk clicks on one of the ad links in the description and then makes a purchase, our channel may get paid. What happened to tsla must change the conversation. Even though Tesla reported a disappointing quarter, must very effectively pivoted, talking about self-driving cars, and they all hinged on this robo-taxi event. That's the whole reason to own the stock here. I think something must flat out admitted on that first conference call that turned out around the stock. For a while, people liked it. Okay, fact, it nearly doubled in 3 months. I got excited about it too, but when Tesla reported another weak quarter in July, and announced that the robo-taxi event was late to October, the stock went into another tailspin. Of course, it bought him again within a month, and then started ramping. That move was all about anticipation, not just for the robot tax event, but also for a rate cut cycle from the Federal Reserve on foreign. When the We Robot event finally arrived, the market just was not impressed. Sure, anyone who watched this thing has to, but this was visually studying. Where Messar by the office, there were 3 main pieces of hardware that debuted last night. First is the Robox itself, which must calls the Cybercab. Good name, a sleek 2-seater coupe-like vehicle with gold-wing doors and a clean, simple interior, no steering wheel or pedals, only 2 people. Please, crucially must said, the Cybercab will cost less than $30,000, so that small business owners can buy a whole fleet of them. To start the event, he took a short ride in one of these Cybercabs around the Warner Brothers lot. After the event, the guests got to ride in it, which was pretty cool. Of course, there wasn't much that surprised Manny. What did surprise him was Tesla's new van or bus-like vehicle, which they're calling the Robo-Van. It can carry up to 20 people and also transport goods. It looks very Art Deco, which is how I thought the future would look when I was a kid, which was about 100 years ago. Finally, the coolest piece of hardware we saw last night was Tesla's humanoid robot, which I love. It's only called the Tesla Bot, or Optimus. We've seen these things before, but it's always cool to see $30,000. He told them that Optimus could do anything they wanted. It could teach, babysit, walk their dog, mow their yard, get them groceries, be their friend, or do anything else they could think of. I don't know if I could use one of those. My wife told me, hey, I don't want to kill some time while she's playing Candy Crush again. The way everything looked was stunning. It must have really put the vision in Visioner. But what about the money? Oh, really, the money? Tesla is having a tough time. An electric car, the market was much more SP than most people thought. If they want to switch to self-driving cars, they need to really work that out. And last night, we didn't get many specifics. My favorite analyst, Adam Jonas from Morgan Stanley, has been a big Tesla fan, but he wrote a response note to We Robot this morning that said, "It's going to be a long day for this guy for Tesla. This is disappointing because it lacks detail, and here's the problem. Self-driving cars are hard to get to work right, and it's even harder to get local governments on board with the plan. As soon as there's an accident, all the politicians jump on board." He said that a fully autonomous version of Tesla's driver assistance system would be available in Texas and California next year. That's a complete POS. Austin already has it, and by the way, Atlanta is going to use that Wayos. But when asked about the Robox timeline, his answer was disappointing. You have to listen to this. It's really jarring. Needless to say, that didn't give people a lot of confidence, and there was no timeline at all for the other stuff, including the robots. Few people could get away with what he did, but since he's a genius, we'll look the other way. That wasn't good, and the demonstration wasn't very useful. It's not hard to set up a self-driving car to go around a closed course at Warner Brothers. I think Tesla's self-driving tech is pretty good, but they didn't do much to prove it last night. This is especially important because Google's DOI.io has a full fleet of unsupervised autonomous taxis running on routes that make money in San Francisco, Phoenix, LA, and Austin. I was in San Francisco, and I thought it was fantastic. Aside from some general comments about prices, there wasn't much information about the economics at last night's event. Musk did say that the Cybercab's average operating cost would be 20 cents per mile run, with customers paying 30 to 40 cents per mile. If that's true, then the Cybercab does have a major cost. Advantage over Waymo, which uses self-driving technology that is more complicated and costs more. Musk also said that the robo-van would have cost 5 to 10 cents per mile to run on average, but he didn't show us any proof, so we don't know if these numbers are correct or not. At the end of the day, the market's response tells you pretty much everything you need to know. Not only did Tesla stock drop almost 9%, but Uber stock rose almost 11%, reaching new all-time highs. This is despite the fact that robocabs pose an existential threat to Uber. Wall Street doesn't seem to think that the Cybercab will be a success anytime soon, or we wouldn't see Uber stock more like that, and without the self-driving feature. Anyway, Tesla is back to being an automaker that bet everything on the slowing electric vehicle market. That being said, I've been watching Tesla for a long time, and historically, the best time to buy is when everyone else is selling. Elon Musk, we know from talking to Video Joey that Tesla has spent a lot of money on the kind of infrastructure you need for AI, like a neural network. At the end of the day, self-driving cars are just AI, so I wouldn't buy Tesla after the robotaxi event, and you shouldn't short them either. It's too risky to bet against them. Even though Tesla's robotaxi event was beautiful, we didn't get enough information to justify treating the company like an autonomous driving business instead of an electric vehicle maker. For now, I suggest taking a cue from Switzerland and staying out of this one. There are just not enough specifics to hang a hat on it. People went crazy when I suggested Tesla because I was out late and obviously chasing, but given that Tesla's stock is up more than 600 points since then, I think I did a pretty good job. It was a pretty good call. I argued that the stock wasn't overvalued and shouldn't be compared to Ford Motor. In fact, I told you at the time to wake me up. Tesla's market value is now more than double that of Ford and GM combined. Wake up, people. Tesla is now a $168 billion